groveling apology for role in slavery after 4-year research project that was sparked by George Kirby's overdose. Imagine having to give a groveling apology for something that happened like 100 years before you were even born. Like, yeah, fuck that shit. Yale University has issued an apology for its connection to slavery after several years of research and study that it undertook into its formative ties to the slave trade. The Ivy League institution ramped up its desire to face its slavery ties in the wake of George Kirby's overdose in Minneapolis in current year -4, and now they've admitted this is the truth we have to confront. Hey, why don't you go back even further? Why don't you go back a couple thousand years to see what your ancestors were doing? Make sure you apologize for that too. Don't apologize for the pieces of shit you are now, though. Only apologize for shit that your fucking ancestors did. Yale has vowed to do better, including expanding their research partnerships with historically black colleges and universities across the country. Following a 4-year research project, Yale released a statement saying, "We recognize our university's historical role in and associations with slavery, as well as the labor and experiences and the contributions of enslaved people to our university's history. We apologize for the ways that Yale's leaders over the course of our early history participated in slavery." Well, what if I, who am not black, nor whose ancestors were in the U.S., nor who was alive at the time, obviously, what if I choose not to forgive you? Yeah, I don't accept your apology. What are you going to do now? So when you're already apologizing for something you had nothing to do with, what do you do when the other side doesn't accept your apology? Maybe we'll get to see that. In recent years, a growing number of institutions have formally apologized for their historic role in the transatlantic slave trade. Since October of current year -4, members from the Yale and Slavery Research Project have conducted research into the links to slavery by the New Haven, Connecticut-based university, making their findings public.
Online.
Although there was no
Sensors
records of Yale
online.
owning enslaved
Weapons
people, many
online.
of Yale's Puritan founders owned enslaved people as their
Systems.
Fleet command coming in.
Beep, beep.
Capture the target area and engage any hostile.
Said, okay, so track them down and give them free scholarships.
I'm very talkative.
Yeah, just benefit yourself fast. That's all I want. And apologizing for this history for the path forward. The statement that the majority of those who were enslaved are identified as black, and some are identified as indigenous. Some of those enslaved participated in the construction of Connecticut Hall, the oldest building on campus. Others worked in cotton fields, rum refineries, and other wonderful places in Connecticut and elsewhere. You just have to be as stereotypical as possible. Their grueling labor benefit.
We're a quarter of the way there. Keep it up.
Oh God, are we gonna go that far too? Are we gonna go into investigating every single person that ever gave you money? How about this? How about refund their money? Refund the money adjusted for inflation that
Target acquired.
Target spotted.
Target acquired.
Find their descendants and give them
Target
their money
spotted.
back.
Target. New target acquired.
Show how serious you are. Come on, you got it.
Target destroyed. New target acquired.
Veritas is our motto, and sometimes truth is hard, sometimes they're difficult, but this is the truth we have to confront. Oh, a bunch of people who died 100 years before I was born did something.
target
Why
acquired.
don't you start with that? It's set to create new programs to fund the training of public school teachers for its shady new AI.
New target New target acquired. New target acquired.
White, a Yale historian who's led research, said the purpose of the effort is not to catch
Target acquired.
I get, all knowledge should be preserved.
Critical. New target acquired. New target
Yes, start
acquired.
with refunding all of those big
New target acquired.
Okay, Capital Road, push or down? Pushing through, dude. Pushing through.
The efforts were dismissed by some hit job. I mean, that's literally it was actually on forums that was like social media Lionhead Studios that made
Foresight destroyed.
Okay, now you than me, or me, then you.
counter it, and like they didn't have the run of the show. But the EgoSoft forums, like no, EgoSoft's the German company. That was like the first time I ever encountered the
Artillery strike
there's nothing
online.
political about being a good person. Like that's the first place
Artillery
I encountered
strike.
that.
At 25%.
Because they of course had no politics rules, which meant no right-wing politics.
Target
Left-wing
destroyed.
Politics was perfectly fine. And every time you called them out on it,
Target acquired.
I got banned at those forums. It was back then. That was before X.
That's it. Back it up. The hostiles are taking control of the target.
The community was shit. But that's probably just because because the community that hung out on that forum was shit. But different story. God, that was horrible, man. So yeah, wokeness is not a new thing. It's been around for almost 30 years now, from what I've seen.